Alright, what is going on, everybody? We had a really bad day yesterday. Obviously, 2 consecutive losses. New rules created now, so I will never be trading on days that I have not got at least 30 minutes before to prep. Because yesterday I was really rushed back to the charts. I had 10 minutes to prep, and I was sort of acting on impulse rather than acting from a rational state of mind. And I made decisions like in thesis, mechanically, some of the trades were not good. They weren't like horrendous, like they were still inversion IFVG models, but I took a discretionary trade based off of after we inverted and then swept the internal low and had an SMT of VS when I should not have taken that. I even said real time, I don't want to be taking this, but I took it anyway. The second trade was impulse after the SMT targeting the low resistance highs, but forgetting that those low resistance highs actually, we just generated a high resistance high with the 931 yesterday. So it's fine. We lost the $800. We lost a lot of progress. However, we didn't breach the account. We're not in a bad state with the account at all by any means. We're tight to our end of day, but it is what it is. We're still in a completely fine position. So today I've had much more time to prep. I've been at my desk, 30 minutes plus. I don't know how long. I've been at it for quite a while actually, but I've taken time to see where we are in price, and so today I should be operating out of a much better headspace. So like especially the past 9-10 trading days as well, I've had 7 winning days and 2 losses, but the 2 losses are significantly more than my wins. And that's the other rule that I've implemented now from now on, is that I've been taking a trade after a loss recently, but I'm going to change it now so that the only time that I take a second trade is if the first trade is a loss less than my full size risk. So whatever I'm risking on the day, my maximum risk, I will never risk. I will never take a trade if I've exceeded that. So, for example, I risk $400 a day at the moment. So if I hit that $400, I do not take any more trades, no matter what. Doesn't matter, because that kind of ruins my expectancy. And I need to really go back through my other trades and see how many days that I've taken a loss, do I take another loss, or how many days that I've taken a loss, do I take an actual win? So, so the new thing is if I take a loss, I'm just hopping off, and that's it. And that should protect me more, because especially with the most recent 7-2 ratio of winning to losing trades, I should be massively up right now, but I'm not massively up. I'm obviously still up, but I'm just not as up as I should be because I've taken an extra trade. I'm waffling here, but anyway, so right now obviously yesterday we had FOMC, so we had this huge 1,000 point dump, or near enough 1,000 point. I think it was like 800, 700, something like that, and we're now in this like buy model, potentially targeting this high up here. So we've got all of these gaps lower. I'm thinking maybe no, we haven't. I was looking at this right now, and we're generating this low resistance against low resistance, and we're accumulating right now, so I was thinking maybe we get a little AMD model off open, but I think higher is the bias for today. We are a little bit lower on ES as of now, so Nasdaq is currently the stronger asset in terms of buyers, but again, I think right now it could be a little AMD off rip, and then make a decision. Well, we're just gonna wait till market open basically. I'm waffling, but hopefully you guys gathered what I'm trying to say about my trading, or how I'm gonna approach trading in the future. It's very likely that we could just rip straight up. What is going on with my trading view, bro? Hello? It's not too good. Going to close this and reopen it. I don't know why it was doing that. Okay, so tap in here. Really would like to see a tap into this 15-minute, unless we have an SMT, which we don't have an SMT either, so oops. But this BPR could be my next target for sure, and then obviously the high up there. These low resistance lows really want to get swept. This is definitely, if we don't sweep them now, they're definitely a strong draw for today for sure. It looks like we're about to tap into the 15-minute there. Not quite swept that low though. Now we've swept the low. We've got 15-second gaps opened up there. We may open up this 30-second. I'm going to anticipate the 15-second first just in case. 8:56. We'll go a little bit higher just for. But I think we're about to open up this 30-second right here. Yeah, we've opened up a 30-second right here. We've got to be careful here though. Okay, we've got the 30-second there. We can target this BPR. This is our 930 high. Is that a 1-to-1 right there? I could just go for a base hit. We'll go for the BPR. But I will go break even at this open 930 high. Just want to see it rip up here. This is nice high resistance low here. Okay, so we're going to go break even here. $938 is our target. might actually just go for it's basically the same thing. Just want to rip straight through here. There's our 1-to-1. The 1-to-1's at 89450. Oops. So it's arced in, what was it, 938, right? Yeah, if we go above this high here, I'll trail back down to that fixed risk of 1-to-1. Okay, we might be break even here anyway. It's not really a great reaction off that 930 high. Okay, so we went break even there. Maybe we're offered a re-entry. Tap back into that 30-second there. So if we invert, respect it and invert this 15-second, I could see a re-entry. Like that. We're in again here. Oh shit, bro. Okay, we lost, bro. Damn, man. Alright, let's try this, come on. Let's get this, let's ride this to the high now. 938. Oh, I just completely went against everything I just said. Oh boys, what am I doing? Bro, what am I doing, bro? Oh, I've just gone against everything I just said. Okay, everybody, it is now the next day. I've had, over half a day, close to 24 hours to think about, the aftermath of yesterday. Obviously, we are at not a great point now in the trading in terms of I have 0 accounts left now. So it's fine. It is what it is. You make mistakes, you learn from it. This end to the video is more just a bit of like transparency, holding myself accountable. Obviously, I'm going to upload this video so that everyone can see the reality behind the start of trading. Like, I've only been trading since I started studying mid-August 2025 last year, and then I was during the period of study from August to December or early January, I never truly found a model, and I've been backtesting ICT concepts, but I never really had anything that was a repeatable, consistent model. And I'd be tying different confluences together, taking entries based off the random things, and I didn't really have any backtested data. In spite of this, I still then decided to go and buy evals and practice trading with real money. Now, in hindsight, I wish I'd have waited until I found that repeatable model and then started trading live, but obviously I didn't do that. I lost a fair chunk of money in that process, and I failed a lot of evals doing that. However, it also allowed me to then figure out what my model was. So, I never ever have regrets in life. I think everything happens for some reason, and as long as you learn from the mistakes that you make, then you can only move in a positive direction. Now, in terms of how I've been trading recently, so win rate and expectancy is good. So my win rate has been very positive. It's been on track, if not slightly better than some of my backtested data. My expectancy has obviously been pretty good. However, the days that I blow up, or the days that I make poor decisions, cause everything to go back down to where we started. And this video is mainly to just help me hold myself accountable for, making these poor decisions. For example, today, or last night I should say, the trade that I took, like here, this first trade off open was a textbook, A+ setup, perfect trade. Now, for me right now, the past 4 months of my life, I've been traveling around the States. I've been to Florida, I've been to Arizona, and I've been to Vietnam. I'm in Vietnam currently for a month, and I'm going back to the UK next week on Wednesday. I have made the most progress I've ever had with trading in this 4 month stint. I don't have a lot to show for it because materially I don't have a lot to show for it, but I've created amazing memories, and I've had an amazing time traveling with my best mates, going around the world, and I will want to continue doing this eventually. But coming back home, this new chapter of my life is going to be a time of solitude whereby I can focus on myself, catalysing my trading progression, my health and fitness, my diet, all of that good stuff, and just really hone back into my craft. Because currently I'm operating out of a state of scarcity. So as I've been traveling, I've made really good progress. So I've got the 3 payouts. I was eligible for a 4th payout, but I didn't take it because I wanted to build a bigger buffer, and then ended up breaching that account. And then ever since that day, obviously I haven't had any more payouts since, and including my savings, trading on a finite source of income when you don't have an external source continually adding to your pile makes you take trades or make decisions that you wouldn't normally make if you were in a place of abundance. So the period when I was taking payouts, I still had a lot of money in my savings left. I knew I was continually traveling, and I was generating money through the door. So the trades that I was taking were all really high quality trades, and I was never taking stupid things. Whereas now, because I've got travel expenses, I've got flights to pay, I've got accommodation to pay, I've got just general living expenses, and now I no longer have money coming through the door because I don't have the funded accounts anymore. I also have been running low on my savings, and I'm being completely open and honest here. So when you're in this state of mind where you're like almost in a space of desperation for the money. You operate out of like almost a sense of fear, greed, and scarcity. Everything that I have done recently has been somewhat against my system in terms of the losing days. The winning days have been great. Today should have been a winning day, but it wasn't, because I was operating out of a place of trying to gain my losses back from the day before. So this trade right here, usually on my system, I would have gone for that 930 high or a fixed risk to reward of 1-to-1, and I would have got out there and I would have taken my dub and I would have clocked off. However, because I took a big $800 loss the other day, I wanted to make that $800 back today. Because obviously I don't have as much money right now. And so in doing so, it caused me to go break even. When I go break even, I then think, oh, I need to make it back. I need to make the money back. And so I take more trades that are, again, off system. Or not even off system, just really poor quality. Really, really poor quality, like C grade trades. So almost off system. These were just re-entries off of this, but with really aggressive stop losses, really over leveraged trades, and I paid the price. And here I am now, sitting here, no accounts, nothing to my name, and essentially I need to go back home. Now that I have the system that works, I've proven I've got a consistent, repeatable process that generates profits on a weekly basis, or even looking at a monthly basis, then all I need to do is trade without those emotions. And of course you're going to get emotions, but you just can't let those emotions dictate the decisions that you make. So when I get home, I'm going to have to get a part-time job again. Ideally doing something that I was doing before, like I was doing maths tutoring. So that was really sort of ideal for the situation that I'm in. It allows me to trade at 2:30 p.m. in UK time. But before I left, when I was in the UK, I didn't have this system locked, whereas now I have it sort of ingrained in me. I'm now actually building discretion, and I'm sort of getting a much better understanding of where the market's trying to go. And I also need to just take a step back and just accept the gratification for everything that I've done. So in the past 11 months, not even a full year of trading yet, in the past 11 months, I have achieved 3, almost technically 4 payouts. I have achieved, obviously, passing the funded accounts. I have traveled the world for a 4-month stint, and I've just done so many amazing things that, you know, I sometimes I beat myself up a little too much, and I need to not do that, because this is just a blip in the path. This is what is a character building moment in time, and that's the key thing, is it's a moment in time. I love the way Alex Hormozi reframes life sometimes from a perspective of, if your life is going to shit at current moment in time, you know, if you just think that you're a tiny little speck on this earth and the earth is a tiny little speck in the universe, really your stresses don't matter that much. So this has an end to it, this period, and there will be a new period where I'm doing really successful, I'm doing really well. But the only thing that I can take away from this is the mistakes that I have made, I must learn from them. And if I repeat those same mistakes, then that just shows that I haven't learned from them. And if you don't learn from your mistakes, you're not progressing. So even at the start of this video, for example, I said I'm going to take one trade per day, unless it's a break even or unless it meets my maximum loss limit, then I will only take one trade. However, I didn't do that, and I took multiple trades today, and I went against what I said, and I failed myself. So yeah, sorry for the ramble. I just think I need to get a lot of things out, be transparent with anyone who's watching. It's not easy. It's simple. Trading is very simple. It's not easy. But now that I've got this system, all I need to do is figure out how to take back control of those emotions and not let them dictate what I do. And I think my first step in getting towards that is going to be bringing that external source of income back into my life, so that I am no longer operating out of that place of scarcity, and I'm operating out of that place of abundance. So yeah, we shall see how that is. I'm probably not going to be doing any live trading because I've lost the account now, so I probably won't be doing any live trading on the evals, in fact buying an eval I probably won't do until I'm back in the UK now. So I most likely will be back on a week on Monday. So yeah, that's everything I need to say, and hopefully this was insightful, and I shall see you guys in the next video. Peace.